It's 2016, I'm going through a breakup, I need a distraction, and I keep hearing about this game Firewatch. IGN called it a game I can see coming back to every year or two just to revisit its beautiful sights and memorable characters, just like a good book. GameSpot said I've already returned to Firewatch for a calming walk in the woods. I imagine I'll go back again soon just to visit with Henry and Delilah. Okay, beautiful sights, memorable characters, a calming walk in the woods. This is exactly what I need to escape, to think about something other than the heartbreak I was feeling. 5 minutes in, I was bawling, choosing dog names, the meet cute, the arguments, the moments of peace. Every single thing reminded me of the relationship I was leaving behind. So I cried, and I was reminded of my own messiness, but I didn't escape. I didn't get transported to another realm where I could retreat from my own reality for a while, where I could actively solve the problems of a world in which my own troubles and tribulations could be relinquished for some scripted and carefully crafted scenarios in which I would always emerge the victor on the other end. And I realized, the more that I played Firewatch, that for me, video games are usually a form of escapism. I've detailed on this channel how much they can help me connect to the people around me and form deep, intimate bonds. But I also love to partake in video games' ability to transport me to a space completely removed from my own. Just like in movies, books, TV, music, or an impactful piece of visual art, video games can be portals to other dimensions that transport us outside ourselves and into their beautifully crafted worlds. Video games do take this a step further though because of the interactive aspect of the medium. I am in control of the actions of the characters in the game. My input directly correlates to whether the protagonist is victorious or defeated. And that victory or defeat aspect of storytelling has been a part of game design from the very beginning. They are games, after all, stemming from the same roots as basketball or chess, you against your opponents with a clear vision of winning or losing. But there's no winning in Firewatch. I would say that from the 6th generation of consoles onward, storytelling in games took a shift away from this clear victory mentality and allowed games to be a little messier with their narratives. But it's not like video games weren't telling great stories before. What I want to distinguish here is that while the story of Final Fantasy VII is epic and impactful and beautifully crafted, it still has you fighting the evil megaboss at the end, saving the world, and emerging victorious. Firewatch doesn't do that. It leaves its ending open, in a way I had seen in plenty of movies and television, but hadn't experienced in games up to that point. But this isn't a video about Firewatch's story beats, it's about how they make you feel. As I played, Henry's choices and feelings helped me process my own, mirrored my own situation. He showed me that running away from your thoughts and trying to do everything you can to reject what is going on in your life is not the answer, that you won't find closure by rejecting your experience. I was able to at least start the process of working through my breakup because of Firewatch. As someone who usually hates any form of messiness in my life, it showed me that living in that messiness is okay sometimes, as long as you aren't wallowing in it. I came out of the other side of Firewatch seeing the world differently, that I had grown in some meaningful way and was able to carry the lessons I learned into my life. Not lessons that the game necessarily taught in its storytelling, but instead made me dive deep into myself to find out. I viewed games differently. This medium that went from this forbidden fruit I wasn't allowed to partake in as a child has now matured into this impactful and necessary conduit for storytelling. I mean, it always has been that, but I was just young and not looking for those types of experiences in the games I played. I also looked at who was making the games in a new light. This game was made by a small team with only one game to their name, but that game was shifting my perspective in such profound ways. I searched out more indie titles and found such a splendid range of storytelling and gameplay experiences that I never would have sought out if not for Firewatch. Even more than movies, which as an actor were the most important medium of storytelling at the time, video games became this new realm rich with human experience and nuanced tales of love, loss, and everything in between. They shaped a major part of my life. What I thought about, what my hobbies became, they grew into such a vast part of who I was in such an overwhelming way that surprised me. And after many years of loving games and making them such a concrete part of my life, I wanted to talk about them. Make things that could reach other people who felt like I did, and maybe, hopefully, invite others into that world as well. I was incredibly lucky to be picked to be on a team of an amazing group of creatives making videos for a major publication, something that a year prior I could have never imagined would become my potential career. It only lasted about 6 months. Earlier this year, I was let go from that job along with a vast group of people during the rampant layoffs in the tech industry. And what they don't tell you about that experience is how much it feels like a breakup. I still have friends connected to that place that I don't know how to talk to because it feels like they're friends with my ex. Going past the office feels like going past the coffee shop that you and your previous partner shared that they claimed in the breakup. I know how silly this all sounds, but it's truly how I felt and how it still feels a lot of the time. At least it's the best comparison I can make. So, it's 2023, I'm going through a breakup of sorts, and I need a distraction. But that one thing that I could use to escape, to process, that I have used to heal, is indelibly tied to the breakup. I had a hard time playing games for a while. I couldn't find much enjoyment in them for how much they reminded me of what I had just lost. This vessel for escapism now carried all the weight of the intense feelings I was looking for relief from. Of course, things get better over time, and I can play games again without having them be this constant reminder of loss. But I guess I'm still processing that breakup. No! I don't know. Maybe I just need to play Firewatch again.